Hello, my name is Jasmine Walker, and today I'll be discussing the societal racism in the media and how it contributes to the ongoing decline of mental health in Black communities in American cities. So as society develops into a more media-normative society, the double-edged sword of social media has yet again painted a false and degrading narrative of minority groups, specifically Black people. The underlying issue boils down into three main points: lack of representation, false representation of Black people displayed through media, and conformity and normalization of the racialized content being displayed. So how does the media target Black people? Well, Black entertainment is usually boiled down into four topics: athletics, TV crime dramas, hip-hop culture, and the notorious Instagram activism. All four topics paint an aggressive and degrading picture of Black people. Also, lower socioeconomic status is usually highlighted. Negative stereotypes and over-criminalization of Black people are usually highlighted when discussing Black America. So, as I said before, the media portrays Black people in a dehumanizing way. TV dramas, one of the worst ones, is Black people are usually displayed as criminals, even though we've had recent events like cases like George Floyd, Elijah McClain, and Breonna Taylor. There doesn't seem to be a second thought about those cases. And as cited by Daniela Torcino, 64% of depictions of acknowledging wrongful actions were played by people of color, specifically Black people. The criminalization and aggressive nature of the cultivated Black image. So, also the activism. So the activism portion of the Black story is usually fabricated and greatly misjudged. Usually it is seen as something that is very positive and uplifting to Black stories, when in reality it does very little at all, and it actually creates a more dehumanizing outlook for Black people. Also, as I stated before, through the media we can see TV shows casting Black people as the perp, Black women being repeatedly over-masculinized and shown as aggressive, and Black success is only feasible when some type of awful struggle is behind the story. So, Black America and access to mental health care. There's already a stigma around mental health care in Black America. So along with that, it's been noted that Black men are 4 times more likely to be diagnosed with schizophrenia. So there's the fear of misdiagnosis, lack of representation, and lack of needed care. The neurological standpoint of this comes along with the mental health portion. According to Kathy Detos from the College Board Stimulus, neurosensitivity to conflicting attitudes supports greater conformity to positive over negative influence in early adolescence. What happens here is when conformity is shown, it actually reduces cognitive behaviors. As you can see, the orange is activity when deciding to conform to a negative influence, and we have the blue over here. Blue symbolizes lack of activity, so that means there was a lack of activity when there was peer conformity when presented with conflicting attitudes from peer, which we see a lot in the media when we have the activism, but yet in the same breath there is degrading and dehumanizing depictions of Black people. So also poor cognitive thinking has been directly tied to mental health disorders such as schizophrenia. So how the oppressor mentality is in your genes. So our human nature is to form groups, and it can be dated back to our tribal nature. So group thinking and cohesion may play into the stigma of mental health in Black communities. This is because when we see Black people being painted as the aggressor and overly strong, like animal-like, we start to mold that perspective into reality, and that just is carried along through group thinking and cohesion. So even though there is a lot on this issue and it's very deeply rooted, there is a light at the end of the tunnel, the alternate perspective of Black people in the media and how it could be beneficial. So the time being spent where like the issue is the most is the media, so it makes sense to attack the media the most. There definitely needs to be more black success stories and black points of higher self-esteem. So when there's depictions of Black people, it's more truthful and not conveniently altered to fit racist stereotypes. And this is the histogram of Black people being showcased as criminals in TV shows. And this is an example of Black culture being displayed more accurately in success stories. All of these Black figures are important to the community, and things like this is what lifts up the community rather than contribute to the ongoing decline of mental health in American cities. That's it. Here's my works cited page. Okay, do you have any questions?
I do have two questions for you. First up, was there any evidence that you collected that you didn't use, and then why didn't you use it?
Yes, so I decided not to use the graduation rate in adolescence because I feel that is a time of raging hormones, so it's not really a stable population, even though Black youth is very important. I didn't feel that they would correctly represent the emotional intelligence or the emotional capacity and understanding of the rest of the community.
All right, and if you had more time, what additional research would you conduct related to this issue?
Yes, so I would definitely conduct more of the neurological standpoints. I think that just adds more hard evidence to the conformity and how it is really not beneficial to really not beneficial towards your mental health.